So I wrote a letter correcting all of the things that I said that may not have been completely true, but I was angry. I was not happy that my home, that was my family home, that was my mom and dad's home, got busted like that for things that I really had nothing to do with, and that is the truth. But forgiveness is key. Meditation is key. Okay? On that note, Nick was really happy. I know, like, he doesn't really do church, and I understand why. A lot of people think that way, okay? I'm one of those people that I want to stick with it because, we believe in our brother Jesus. We do it for Jesus. We love him so much. Pushing those messages of peace, love, and forgiveness, But when we were there, we were talking to you and Steve. It was so much fun. And it felt like family. Everybody made him feel like family. And we're hoping to have you, hopefully when there's a chance, especially if you accompany me, that they could drop the no contact order on the 7th before the trial even goes through. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for, or what we're aiming for. I think he probably misses me too. Nick is my seahorse. Nick is my seahorse, and I'm going to show you my shirt. I'm thinking about doing a clothing line about seahorses, because seahorses carry the babies. And they're the only animal in the animal kingdom that carry the babies, and they're very important. So this is one of the first designs of my, I don't like the term baby daddy or baby mama. I don't like those terms, but I was going to call it possibly, I was going to write a story too about baby daddy seahorses that, are fathers. But this is one of the first designs in my baby daddy seahorse collection. It's just a black hoodie with a little baby daddy seahorse on it. But Nick is my, oh, there's some light. We love the light, don't we? It's talking about daddies and dads and good fathers. I must tell you a story about mine. Now, this is my bathroom. I could show you around my house just a little bit. I have yoga to do because we're here to serve, okay? But this is my bathroom. I have kind of cool curtains in here. Look at they're like psychedelic cool curtains and stuff. And my shower curtain has butterflies on it. Transformation, yay. And I've got my aprons here because I'm the apron fairy. There's some more seahorses that are looking at each other. They're like, I see you. And then here's the little, it says love one another. It's an angel. Love one another. It's so important to do that. But here's my blue apron that everybody has seen, but I have a Christmas apron that I have yet to wear that nobody has seen me wear yet. These both belong to my grandma. But here, let's see. Here's my Christmas apron. I can't wait to start baking and doing some fun stuff. But I'll tell you a story about my dad, who was awesome. My dad was in the Air Force, okay, and he always had to have a bag packed, ready to go, because that's just, I guess, what you have to do when you're in the military. He was in the military for a long time, at least, I think, 30 or 40 years. But he had a shaving kit, like all guys do. And this is his shaving kit now. I'll show you. We have this in our bathroom for anybody to, let me see. This is our shaving kit. Can you see? That used to belong to my dad. It's just a leather. Oh, there's my eyebrow. It needs plucking, does it not? It does. Oh, there's a book that's called The Secret Sayings of the Living Jesus. That's a good one. It is. We focus, this is Advent. So like we're focusing on the birth of Jesus and Jesus's mom, who's so special. And we don't think about Jesus's earthly father that much, but from what I've heard described, he reminds me a lot of what my father was like. Very calm and compassionate and just, he was a good role model. But here is my dad's leather case that he would take like for his Air Force stuff, and he had, right now, this is what the stuff that I have out for people to use. Like if they use my restroom, they're welcome to go into this little leather pouch. Like Nicholas has a pouch. I tell him stories about seahorses and how seahorses have, well, the mama seahorse, she has her eggs and she has like a little, like a siphon thing that like the daddy seahorse, he has a pouch. And the pouch is very sacred and the pouch is very special. But when the mama seahorse chooses her daddy seahorse, she takes her little siphon and she puts her eggs in his little pouch. And I've seen, I'll have to send this to you. I have a seahorse aquarium. Boy, that's so much light. Why is it so light? That's neat. Oh, okay. There, and you can see the mama like putting their little like siphon, like she's loving her daddy seahorse in this like this aquarium video. And like the wonder of nature, the wonder of love, right? They're making love in this video. I'll have to send it to you. But anyway, and she's like wrapping her little seahorse tail like on the coral, and she's making sure that he is loved. Let's put it that way. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so here's a pouch that anybody can use what's in here. I have this. It's actually aftershave, but I use it myself because it's just ylang ylang, bergamot, and clove, which is all natural. Yes, I am. Thank God I'm natural. Thank God I'm natural. I'm glad that I chose to be natural and go off of the synthetic hormones and things that I was on. Not that there's anything wrong with that for people that use them for other purposes, like, you know what I'm saying. But I was on them for birth control, and everything changed when I went off of them. But this smells completely different on me as a woman with my pheromones than it does on a man. But it smells really good. Ylang ylang bergamot kind of has like a citrusy smell, and clove it smells so good. So I have this in there for anybody to use if they want. I put it on I don't have a furry face or nothing, but I'll put it on my face and put it on my wrist like a lady too, you know. I have my little, next to my Secret Sayings of the Living Jesus, I have a little tiara here that it's a John Deere Queen tiara, if you're a John Deere Queen. If you're a king and a queen, good for you. You put this tiara on. Good for you. John Deere, right there. I hope you liked my John Deere Over the Rainbow shirt that I sewed, that I wore to the awesome octopus puppet show. That was really cool. I wanted Nick to come, and he was apprehensive, but I think he might be kind of like a seahorse himself, and he wants to make a special entrance, a grand entrance, you know, when the time comes that he does want to come to church, because I think he does. He felt so welcome that one day. But we have some Yoda ears in here for anybody that dares to put the Yoda ears on and look themselves in the mirror. Because I never saw all the Star Wars movies yet. I'm saving myself for marriage with that one. I'm like, I'll watch Star Wars with my husband someday, you know. And I have a little friend that I like to watch Star Wars with. But I watched all the Ewan McGregor ones, and they're not bad. And Samuel L. Jackson, of course, with the purple lightsaber. That was pretty rad. But we have Yoda ears in here. We have a little unicorn puffball for anybody that has enough hair to put it on. But if you don't have hair, that's okay too. Yoda ears, or, you know, whatever. We'll find a way if you want to be a unicorn that day. It's okay. Unicorns don't have to have hair. You know that. We've got all kinds of bobby pins to, like, pin your hair up. We've got some camouflage sleeves that you can, like, if you have short sleeves, or you can find a way to do cool stuff with, like, just a couple sleeves. We have some hemp lotion. Always a good thing. We have some Gem and the Holograms hairs. So if, like, you want to be a regular person during the day, like Jerrica Benton, who was a youth group advisor, who had an orphanage for underprivileged girls, but then at night she was a rock star and she had pink hair, well, you can have a little hair extension here. I've got some kitty ears, a kitty ear tiara. Because I'm Easter's Mom. That's another book. Besides Easter's Fur, the next thing I'm working on is called The Cat on the Mat, instead of The Cat in the Hat, because I do yoga. And it's going to be like The Cat in the Mat. And it's going to be like, how does it go? I started it. Let's see. It's like, I'm Easter's mom because Easter's the bomb. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, oh, and I've got these nail things. I'm gonna save these for me though, because they're cool. They look like church windows. They're stick. I don't go to the nail salon. I do my own nails because it's expensive to go to the nail salon. But like these are church window sticker things that I'm gonna do my nails with. And we have some cool gender neutral stuff. And this is where I'm gonna get into my dad being so cool. And how like he was ahead of his time, and I have to tell you this story. I'm gonna make it kind of short, but like here's just some gender neutral glitter. Everybody likes glitter, I think. Here's just some bronzer for anybody gender neutral. It's just bronzer, like if you want to put a little shimmer, a little contouring on your face. It's called Shine Bright, and it's clear lip gloss for anybody that just wants a little bit of, moistness on their lips, that's fine. And then here, I went down in the basement, I found my dad's like Air Force pouch, and I can show you some stuff that was in his pouch besides what I'm going to tell you he had. This was in there. This was in there from like the 80s. Saxon Lasting Comfort Aftershave. And so like that's something that was in his pouch that I took out of the pouch. Let's see, what else did he have? These two things weren't necessarily, I don't think that little one was in there, but like this was something he wore. Cool Spice. So I'm a spice girl. See, I wanted to do, and I wasn't kidding, like I'm trying to make like a house seasoning, and I wanted to call it Faith House Seasoning, and I've been working on it, and I wanted to sell it as at an inexpensive price, but have it be a good house seasoning. Sell that as a fundraiser for Faith Lutheran Church. So I'm saying, oh, I'm a spice girl, but like this is cool spice. It smells really good. I save my mom and dad's stuff. And sometimes, because they both passed away, and my grandma passed away, and my kitty passed away, it sounds like a country song, and I am going to write like a country song about it, which I know I sound like I'm happy, but they're fine. They love me very much. They think I'm doing very well for myself. I love them so much. But I have my mom's perfume, which is discontinued. It's a little strong for me. It's called Chantilly, but every once in a while, like I'll spray it in the air and like kind of walk through it because it's so strong. But it's called Chantilly. Boy, the light's kind of strange. It's so light. That's what it looks like. That's my mom's perfume. It's discontinued. They don't make it anymore. So like what I have is like what I'm going to have for the rest of my life. Like that smells like her. Like when we went out to eat, I have a little one. I have a little one here. And sometimes, because like my dad, like when he would shave, here's like my dad in the contrast. And I'm going to get to the part about like, when I get to the lip gloss and stuff, that's really cool about my dad. And I have another story, so I'm foreshadowing here. My dad was the kind of guy that like he would shave, and I would watch him shave as a little kid. So I'm kind of going around in circles. I'm going to tell you a couple good stories here while I have you. I miss you very much, and I miss everybody at Faith Lutheran Church. And I have to tell you, I have an appointment with Stella on Friday the 9th. And I think Ruth is taking me because I'm taking my sewing machine over, and I can't walk over there. It's like almost like a mile over there, and Ruth has a car and I don't. So I haven't called Ruth about it yet. But Stella and I have an appointment at 1 p.m. because she's going to teach me how to use a sewing machine because I only know how to hand stitch. So that's going to be an epic, epic thing in my life. I'm so excited. And Ruth was a good friend of my Nana's who passed away. And I think Stella might have been a friend of my Nana's too. So it's going to be awesome to spend some time with some real ladies and learn some skills that I'm going to have for the rest of my life because I'm sewing something for Nick's mom for Christmas, and I'm very excited. But my dad was the kind of guy, when I was little, I would watch him shave. That was our daddy-daughter time because he was in the Air Force. He'd be gone for that sometimes. He worked at John Deere, so he was gone for that a lot. And then he had a farm, too, where we farmed, where he had beef cattle and he grew all of his own corn and everything. So, but he was always home in the evenings for the most part, like always, you know. So I'd watch him shave, and I was fascinated by it. You know, it was because it's like, I don't know. And he would always talk to me, and it was like really good quality bonding time. But he would pat rubbing alcohol on his face, like freaking Clint Eastwood or something. Like, and my mom would be like, Dean, if we're going out to dinner, you better not be like, you know, you better use some aftershave, or else it's like, you smell like a hospital, you know, like stop putting, you know, rubbing alcohol on your face. But like, and then he'd put like the little pieces of toilet paper and stuff on his face. So this was before cell phones. I'll tell you this story. I know I'm going around in circles. My mom was giving me a bath because I was young enough to, like she still had to give me a bath, or like she'd help me wash my hair. And she had a razor next to, I know, and you're like, oh my God, this is my Da Vinci Code story. Okay, well, I have a few. But like, the phone rang, okay, and like, of course, me, like, watching my dad, like, every time that he shaved, like, I wanted to be like Dad. So she left for, seriously, it wasn't even 2 seconds. The phone rang. I heard what she said. She's like, hi, I'm giving Lily a bath. Like, I'll get right back to you, or whatever. It was like one of her friends or my grandma or something. By the time she got back, my face was covered in blood because I looked around like, I want to be like Daddy. I didn't feel a thing. And it's just like blood is like squirting out of my face. And like, there's just like blood, like the whole, it's like a murder like happened. And she was like, oh my gosh, you know, and I'm just like, and I'm just laughing because I didn't feel any pain. Like it was like that sharp of a razor that like, you know, I didn't feel it. But yeah, that terrified her. And she felt like the worst mother ever. And she was the best mother ever. She was the best mother ever. That could happen to anybody, you know. But back to my dad and his shaving pouch. So I looked in there, and what I found was the most perfect shade of lipstick for me and for him that I could ever possibly imagine. And it was very close to this one. And I was like, oh my God, where were you? Because my mom like always wore like this. It just doesn't suit me. If I wear a red, I wear like a, well, I can show you. Well, I'm not gonna, I wear like a traditional, like really solid, like straight up red, kind of like a Taylor Swift red, you know, lipstick. I don't wear like a tawny, bronzy, like rusty kind of red. So I'd wear my mom's lipstick, and like I never really kind of liked it. But then like I looked at my dad's pouch, and there he had like this mod, freaking awesome, like light, like 60s kind of like lipstick in there. He didn't have a lash. I'd say like, you know, a lip and a lash like will make people respect you more, but it's just like, you know, I could see like where it's just like, and it wasn't like a green stick that you used for zits or anything like that. It was a straight up lipstick that he wore. And I'm like, you know, where were you when I was trying to find the right shade when I was a teenager? So how cool is that? Because I would always rather find a lipstick in my dad's Air Force pouch than find like pornography or something, which I never ever found a pornographic magazine that belonged to my dad. Not saying that he never had one, you know, because boys will be boys, but like I found a lipstick, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Now, oh, here's the shade that's close to it, but not quite. His wasn't as pink as this, but it was very similar to this one. Very similar. It was just a little bit more, not, it just wasn't as pink, but it was a nude. And I could imagine like with his eyes, like, yeah, and it would be so subtle, like unless I found the lipstick, like it was so subtle. So I have to tell you, when he had a stroke, we would sit out in the living room, and he was in his wheelchair, and I was watching the American Music Awards. And this was right after Don't Ask, Don't Tell went through, when President Obama was president. And I remember the day that that happened, I was sick from work or whatever I was doing, and I was in the bedroom, and I was watching TV, and it just happened to be a day that like I wouldn't normally be watching TV, and it was like all over the news, and I thought it was so cool. But we were watching the American Music Awards together that night, and it was the American Music Awards where Queen Latifah was hosting, and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis were on there, and they did the song, I'm Not Gonna Cry This Sunday. You know, that song's like, I'm not gonna cry this Sunday, you know? And he's just like, where he sings about like, when I was a kid, like I thought I was gay because my uncles like were gay, or, like, but like my mom said that that I've liked girls since I was born, you know, type of thing. And then Madonna came out and she's saying, open your heart to me, baby. I have the lock and you hold the key. And then like I was like, I'm an ally. I am straight, but I am an ally. And I watched that and I bawled. I bawled like I just like freaking huge, like hot, wet tears. And my dad was there. And then they showed the guys that were like, that were in the Navy, that were in the Air Force, and there were straight couples too. People that were black and white together, like straight and gay. And I was looked at my dad and I'm like, and I'm bawling. He's like, why are you crying, honey? He's like, why are you crying, honey? And I say, Dad, look at those people. I said, like, they can finally get married. I'm like, they couldn't even say that they, like, loved each other, like, a couple months ago. And now they're on TV with Madonna and Queen Latifah, like, getting married. And I hope those people made it. I'd like to think that they did. But, yeah, on that note, I'm going to make this short because I do have to get back to the mat. I am a digital creator for Facebook, and I do some, boy, what if I turn this light off? There. Well, I don't know if I like that. Well, I'm a digital creator for Facebook. I don't get paid a whole lot of money. I'm a YouTuber too, and I don't get paid for that. It's more about getting my message out there. Well, you know, I might, if you don't mind, I might even use this video and put it on YouTube, even though I'm addressing it to you, sir. Pastor Gus Barnes, award-winning pastor, Gus Barnes. My next sermon that I want to do, because I haven't really done a sermon, but it's going to be on Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Him with a small H-I-M. Unlike Lady Gaga's capital H-I-M, because you're born that way. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's in a series. I kind of did something on Facebook about this, but if this is going on YouTube, it's cool that I get to mention this again. It's from a series from the United Methodist Church in 2015 called Bod for God, and it's based on a sermon that my friend Pastor Dan Vertigan, who is a very gifted, talented pastor, did then, but I'm going to be doing my version of it. And yeah, so wish me luck. Maybe you can give me a little insight, sir. I love you very much, and I will talk to you soon, I hope. Peace.